Hi everyone, so this is the 7th video in the series and now we are coming to the discussions on budget. Till now we have actually discussed the numbers of economic survey. In budget, we are coming with the numbers and the mainly estimates about financial year 18-19. Starting with few questions, which fund has all revenue received, loan raised by the government and received from various loans. So these three things, which fund includes these three things? These are the options: Consolidated Fund of India, Contingency Fund of India, Public Accounts of India, Disaster Fund of India, or all of the above have all these three. We will discuss the answer. Before that, next question: name the mission launched to increase the production of supply of potato, tomato and onion. So this mission is named Operation Growth, Operation Onato, Operation Green, Operation Violet, Operation Red. So these are the questions which we have picked from the budget. Now starting with what is a budget. Earlier I told you the word meaning budget. So in our constitution of India, as per the article 112, it mandates to present annual financial statement showing receipt and expenditure of the government. So budget is annual financial statement. So typically, and this year budget also has these three statements for 3 financial years, because one is estimate receipt and expenditure for financial year 18-19. 18-19 is because the budget was presented in February, so it was the coming year. For the coming year, estimates how much government is expecting, how much it will receive and how much it will spend in different items. For the running year, because the budget was in February 18, so revised estimate of receipt and expenditure for 17-18. Why we are saying revised? Because earlier last year budget estimates were presented for this year, like this time it is done for 18-19. So last year estimates were presented for 17-18, but actual expenditure or actual receipt may not be exactly like that. So it is revised, but still it is not finalized because the financial year was still going on when the budget was presented. Actual receipt and expenditure was presented for financial year 16-17. The financial year ended in March 17, and after some time all data is collected, all reports are prepared. So actual statement were presented for year 16-17. So this is clear that budget has information for 3 financial year, and other documents with budgets are demand of grants, finance bill, statement mandated under FRBM Act 2003, expenditure budget, receipt budget and outcome budget. The budget was presented on, this time it was presented on 1st February 2018. This answers one question: who prepares the budget document? Finance Ministry has 5 departments and the budget is prepared by Department of Economic Affairs. Other departments are Department of Revenue, Department of Expenditure, Department of Financial Services, under which all banks and other financial institutions are supervised, or policy making is done under this, and Department of Investments and Public Assets Management. One question we asked about the 3 components and in which fund these are. So you can see here all revenue received, loan raised by the government and receipt from various loans are mentioned in Consolidated Fund of India, and no amount can be withdrawn without the authorization of the Parliament in the whatever is there in the Consolidated Fund of India. So anything can be withdrawn only after the authorization of the Parliament. Another fund is Contingency Fund of India. This is for urgent or unforeseen expenditure by the Government of India, and here parliamentary approval is taken after the expenditure is made, and there is a corpus of 500 crore under this, and this is at the disposal of the President of the India. Third is Public Account of India. In this, money held by the government in trust is kept here, that is money belonging to like Provident Fund, small saving collection, etc. So this is actually not government money, but government is using it for time being. It need to be paid back to the person who have invested this money, say PF fund. That's why it is called public account money, Public Account of India. So it is public money, others money. Just knowing about these funds is good enough for the exam. Now you know the answer of this is Consolidated Fund of India. First question we ask, and the answer to this question, the mission to increase the supply of potato, tomato and onion is Operation Green. We will come to that detail in agriculture section. First, starting with governance, economy and development. This heading is wrong here. So India is a $2.5 trillion economy. This number will keep on varying in various documents because latest number will come which may be near to $3 trillion economy. So on nominal basis, India is the 7th largest economy in the world, and on purchasing power parity basis, India is the 3rd largest economy after USA, China. India is 3rd. And in last 3 years, India has grown with an average growth rate of 7.5%, which is a good growth rate. For 17-18, as per the revised estimate of CSO, Central Statistical Organization, India's growth rate is expected to be 6.6%, and Economic Survey has predicted a growth rate of 7 to 7.5% in year 18-19. These are some important numbers. Now coming to different sector, agriculture. So as per the budget in 18-19, 14 lakh crore is expected to be spent on the rural livelihood and infrastructure creation. Government has targeted for doubling farmers' income by 2022, that is 75th anniversary of India's independence. We discussed that in previous videos also. And in 16-17, India achieved record food grain production of around 275 million ton. Fruits and vegetable production reached to 300 million ton. Remember this number also, this we discussed earlier. All 585 APMC mandis will be connected with e-NAM by March 18. So because this budget was presented in February, that's why it is used will be connected. You need to understand what is APMC and what is e-NAM. So first telling you APMC mandis. APMC is Agriculture Produce Marketing Committee, Agriculture Produce Marketing Committee, and these mandis are established under APMC acts by state governments. So these are agriculture mandis where farmers can sell their produce. And actually when these mandis were created, the idea was that middlemen shall not be in a position to mislead the farmer. So agriculture mandis were created and all farmers come here with their produce. They come in say tractor trolleys or bullock cart or whatever. So they bring their produce here and sell in the mandis, because in the mandis rates for buying the crops are disclosed properly, and because there are many buyers, those who buy these crop, so farmer if not happy with one buyer, he can go to the other. So all buyers and sellers are farmers, so they meet in these mandis, and there are total 585 such mandis right now. But what has happened in actually recent time, and there is an act here. So the thing is, the idea was that farmers should not be misguided by the middleman. So it is not allowed to sell the harvest in most of the state, because in some of the state now APMC is amended. So farmers are not, or others are not allowed to buy produce outside the mandi. So now it becomes a restrictive clause then, that farmer is actually forced to sell in mandi. So because of that, what is happening, sometime if somebody is willing to give higher rate to farmer, some corporate for example, maybe Pepsi want to buy potato for making chips, or ITC want to buy wheat for making atta, Ashirwad atta. So that is not allowed, because ultimately they have to buy through the mandi. So there are some exceptions state to state. I am not going to the detail, but some misutilization of this act. So now government is connecting this with e-NAM. e-NAM is Electronic National Agricultural Market. So here now it becomes an all India electronic trading portal for agriculture product, and it will link all APMC mandis for better price realization of the farmer. So all India prices will be known, so farmers will have much more information, and they are expected to get a better price. So this I have told what are APMC mandis. These are established under APMC Act, where farmer can sell their produce. And e-NAM is a pan India electronic trading portal of agriculture product, and its aim is to link all APMC mandis. If how many 585 APMC mandis are there, so you can remember this with number of districts. So this number is fewer than the total number of districts in country. So you can say on an average in a district, there in a bigger district there is one agriculture mandi. And what is MSP? MSP is minimum support price. So it is the price which the government purchases crops from the farmer. Government purchases crops from the farmers at this minimum price, and it is announced by the government at the beginning of the sowing season. So suppose farmer knows that this year he is going to get X price of wheat, so he can increase or decrease the sowing in the wheat considering the minimum price he is going to get for the harvest. And these prices are decided based on the recommendation of CACP. CACP full form is Commission for Agriculture Cost and Prices. At present, MSP is announced for 25 different crops. When the concept of MSP was not there, so what was happening when farmers were growing crop and when there was good harvest, so that time price were crashing because of the more crop, there is a price drop in the market, so then farmer was losing. So government started this practice long back of announcing minimum support price. So for this time government has announced that minimum support price for Kharif season means it starts in July. So for Kharif crop will be at least 1.5 times of the cost involved, and this cost will be told by CACP. Also government want to upgrade all agriculture, Gramin agriculture market. No, government want to upgrade to this 22,000 rural hearts. Rural hearts are rural markets. Governments want to upgrade it to Gramin agriculture markets, grams. That is a short form given, Gramin agricultural markets. Governments want to upgrade to that, and it will especially help small farmers and marginal farmers. What are small and marginal farmers? Marginal farmers are actually the smallest one. So these are having less than 1 hectare of land. Small farmers have 1 to 2 hectares of land. So this definition of small and marginal farmer also shall be known to you. Then for food processing, Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sampada Yojana is the flagship program, and because the food processing industry is growing at 8% per annum, its allocation has been more than doubled to 1,400 crore for this year 18-19. There is still actually lot of gap for food production. We are able to produce, but our food processing industry is not developed. Operation Green has been launched in line with Operation Flood to increase the production and supply of potato, tomato and onion, as I asked in the question. For this 500 crore is allotted. State-of-the-art testing facilities will be set up at all 42 mega food parks to promote agri-export. It will help us realize our agri-export potential for 100 billion as against current agriculture export of 30 billion. The government is actually pushing a lot for mega food park to promote agriculture export. National Bamboo Mission at a cost of 1,290 crore is restructured, and bamboo is considered as green gold. Institutional credit to agriculture was 10 lakh crore in year 17-18. Now it has been raised to 11 lakh crore for 18-19. This is important data to be remembered. Kisan credit card facility has been extended to fisheries and animal husbandry. So it has been given only for crop raising. Now fisheries and animal husbandry are also covered under KCC. Coming to data, budget estimates and other data for rural economy. Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana is aimed at connecting all habitations with all-weather road. The target to achieve this has been brought forward to 2019 from 2022. Prime Minister Awas Yojana, under the ambitious target of housing for all by 2022, 51 lakh houses in 17-18 and 51 lakh more houses will be constructed in 18-19, and out of these urban areas will have 37 lakh houses constructed. Swachh Bharat Mission, government has already constructed more than 6 crore toilets and planning to construct 2 crore more. So first the idea was to construct more toilets, and government is actually now creating lot of awareness campaign for motivating people to use these toilets, not to use them as a store for agriculture produce. So far 8 states and 2 union territories have been declared as open defecation free completely, and number of people defecating in open was 55 crore in 2014, which has been reduced to 25 crore by January 18 as per the survey of Ministry of Drinking Water and Sanitation. And you must be aware about Swachh Bharat mission of the government. Another important data is about the National Rural Livelihood Mission, NRLM. The budget has been increased to 5,750 crore in this, and NRLM is a poverty alleviation scheme in which self-help group of women are organized and loans are provided to self-help group. So by 2019, March 2019, loans of 75,000 crore will be given to these self-help group. Now this scheme is actually also known as, because NRLM is very popular, so the name is also continued. The another name is Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, and these self-help group generate self-employment for which credit facility is provided to these groups. Under Prime Minister Krishi Sinchai Yojana, Har Khet Ko Pani, 2,600 crore has been allocated. It will be used in 96 irrigation deficit districts where less than 30% of the land holding has assured irrigation. Now on health and education. So Diksha portal will be used to upgrade the skill of teachers. All classroom will be moved gradually from blackboard to the digital board. The best quality education for tribal children by 2022. For this, Eklavya model residential school will be opened in every block with more than 50% of the tribal population. Expenditure on health, education and social protection for 18-19 is 1.38 lakh crore. So all these budget numbers are not required to be remembered, but you shall know about the major schemes and the work done in that. For Higher Education Financing Agency HEFA will use the fund for higher education. HEFA is a special purpose vehicle which will raise a capital up to 20,000 crore to fund infrastructure and lab development in IIT, IIMs, NITs and other such top level institutes. For higher education, 20 Institute of Eminence will be established. So this is a new initiative taken by the government. What is Institute of Eminence? So government is planning to have 10 public and 10 private institutions that will be nurtured into world class teaching institutions, and these will be called Institute of Eminence. And these institutions will have greater autonomy to admit foreign student, maybe up to say 30%, and also maybe to attract foreign funding, offer courses independently in collaboration with global institutions without taking approval from UGC or AICT, etc. So this is the idea. And recently government has formed a committee under the former Chief Election Commissioner N. Gopalaswamy to select these institutes and monitor their progress. A specialized railway university will be set up at Vadodara, Gujarat. On health, two major initiatives launched under Ayushman Bharat is, one is under National Health Policy 2017, 1.5 lakh health and wellness center will be strengthened to improve primary health care, for which 1,200 crore is allocated. And second is National Health Promotion Scheme, NHPS, popularly called as Modi Care. So under this scheme Modi Care or NHPS, about 10 crore poor and vulnerable families will be provided health coverage of 5 lakh per family. 10 crore poor families, 5 lakh coverage of 5 lakh per family per year for secondary and tertiary care hospitalization. And it is going to be the world's largest government funded healthcare program. Govardhan scheme. Govardhan full form is Galvanizing Organic Bioorganic Resource Dhan. Govardhan. This is for management and conservation of cattle dung and solid waste in farms to compost, fertilizer, biogas and bio-CNG. National Social Assistance Program, for which another 9,900 crore is allocated. It is a centrally sponsored scheme, CSS, that provides financial assistance to elderly, widows and persons with disabilities. So under centrally sponsored scheme, CSS, certain percentage comes from the state government also. It depends from, varies from scheme to scheme, And in a central sector scheme, 100% funding comes from central government of India, and these are in the subject in this are in the central list. Then Sukanya Samriddhi account scheme under Beti Padhao Beti Bachao is there, in which more than 1.26 crore account have been opened with an amount of 19,000 crore. I think you are aware about Sukanya Samriddhi account scheme, under which a small deposit scheme is there for the parents of girl child. The account can be opened before the girl turns 10-year old, and here the interest rate paid by the government on this account is bit higher than in any other account, because the interest rate keeps on changing, so it is not mentioned, but it is higher interest rate, and parents get the benefit of tax also. Tax benefit is also there, but money cannot be withdrawn till the girl become 18 years old. So only after that the money can be withdrawn, and normally it is to be spent on education, but people will spend on marriage also. The idea is to prevent early child marriage, that's why before 18 years it is not allowed to be withdrawn. All 4,465 Ganga grams are villages on the bank of river Ganga, have been declared open defecation free. And for inclusive growth, 115 aspirational districts has been identified to improve quality of life in these districts.